Right, we are back and better. Mr. Paul, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. So let's just head straight to it. For the benefit of Nigerians who may not fully understand what exactly the Bank of Industry is about, what is the core mandate of the BOI?
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. So, Bank of Industry is a developmental financial institution
Okay.
and charged with responsibility of industrialization, reaching out to SMEs, microcredits, bottom of the pyramid projects all over the country. BOI, as we all know it, was established sometime. Was Bank of Industry was established to focus mainly on industrialization. It used to be the Nigeria Industrial Developmental Bank before it was converted to the Bank of Industry in 2002. So for BOI, we have offices in the entire state of the Federation, including the FCT. And like I earlier said, charged with responsibility to support small scale businesses in terms of financing of items and equipment for production, for processing, and for manufacturing. So the Bank of Industry main target is to help businesses who are struggling to procure items of equipment to carry on their business to the next stage. For some businesses, they will have the capacity to do processing, but they won't have the funds to procure those equipment they require.
Okay.
So we know in Nigeria and Southeast, most issues are source of funds. So we come in to play that role.
All right. So before we get to the procurement of machineries, right? Can we talk about, is it just the industries that the Bank of Industry really invest in? Is it just any industry that comes to Bank of Industry, I want support for my business, I want loan for my business? Could you have specific sectors that you really invest into?
Okay, so for us in Bank of Industry, the mandate basically, like we said earlier, is to ensure that we're able to help small businesses.
Okay.
So we cover all sectors. We cover all sectors.
I meant, okay, Mr. Paul, not to cut you short, I meant type of businesses. Are there types of businesses that you do not really invest into? Or all type of business, the Bank of Industry is open to investing into them, both small, large businesses. I'm talking about type of businesses now.
Oh, okay. So for type of businesses, we invest in large enterprise. We invest in small and medium scale enterprises and bottom of pyramid projects. So large enterprise are basically facilities that are above 4 billion. Once a business requires a loan amount of up to 4 billion, we consider that as a large enterprise project that is handled from the head office of Bank of Industry located in Lagos. And for small and medium scale businesses, we handle from the state offices in Federation. And that is from a maximum of 2 billion and below. And then for microcredit, we consider that from 10 million and below. Those are microcredits. And then for bottom of pyramid projects are 1 million and below, say 500,000 to 50,000. Those are for bottom of pyramid projects. So yes, those are the sectors that we cover.
Okay. Can we talk about the funding structure? Because you mentioned procurement of machinery, and there's always been this saying that the Bank of Industry would not give out the cash, but will fund for the machinery that the industry would need. They don't give out the cash to the person requesting for it. So how does the funding structure for the Bank of Industry is? Could you please help us with that?
Okay, so for the funding structure, how Bank of Industry does its disbursement basically is against pro forma invoices. And it's very important our customers know this because some customers miss the conception about the BOI disbursement. Some of them apply for facility thinking the money goes directly to their account. But like I said, the disbursements are done against the invoice. So the customers are expected to submit pro forma invoices for the items of equipment they want Bank of Industry to finance. So those items of equipment is what we obtain management approval to invest in that business. So we pay the suppliers, but on the terms and conditions that after the items have been supplied and delivered, installed and test run, and we are sure and we have confirmed that the items meet the customer standard, we go ahead to disburse directly to the supplier in the space of 2 2 to 4 business working days.
Okay. All right, Mr. Paul. So when I heard you speak at ISIMA, at the event that happened, should be ending of January or beginning of February, can't remember specifically. You mentioned that the BOI is gender sensitive. Tell us about that.
Okay, thank you very much. So for the Bank of Industry is focusing mainly, or has a scheme that was recently introduced and is focusing on women. So if you remember, my presentation was I try as much as possible to get the attention of the women entrepreneur at the Chima event.
Okay.
Because Bank of Industry recently introduced a fund that is called Guaranteed Loan for Women.
Okay.
GLOW. So this guaranteed loan for women is just to target women entrepreneurs who are doing their best to do businesses within this hostile economy. So this loan, because it's kind of a soft loan, Bank of Industry is reducing the interest rate from the usual 10% to 7%, just to focus on female entrepreneur. So the gender sensitive we're talking about is because we're trying to ensure that in terms of sustainability, we include women into businesses. We're not saying we don't have accommodations for men. We have a lot of funds for both men and women. But if you see the portfolio in Bank of Industry, you see that majority of our funds are being accessed by male entrepreneurs. So that is why we're looking at this particular fund is now to focus mainly on women.
Okay.
And it has an interest rate of 7% from the usual 10%. And each entrepreneur can access up to 10 million. And minimum of can access also 5 million. The catch is for those who are accessing 5 million, they'll need to provide 1 guarantor. While for those who are accessing up to 10 million, we'll need to provide 2 guarantors. So the guarantors can be any individual ranging from civil servants from level 14. You have bankers from minimum of banking officer, and we have lawyers, doctors, whichever, any guarantor that has the assets.
Okay.
The assets that can cover the facility, we can go ahead and finance it. And it's worth knowing that this particular GLOW covers every sector, including agro-allied, covers textile, covers businesses, leather, shoe, footwear, and any sector at all. The major financing or investment there is, like I said earlier, is for financing of items of plant and machinery.
Okay.
They're giving up to 6 months moratorium where interest is paid on the where interest commences immediately, but principal is paid on the 7th month. Okay. So this is to give them to stabilize them so they can stabilize their businesses and start their operation in terms of repayment too.
All right. When you mentioned the agro-allied, I said, yeah, those are the type of stuff that I wanted you to mention there when I was talking about the types of sectors, the sectors that you want that the BOI is really interested in investing in. But let's get to this. Nigerians will always complain that whenever they apply, it never comes through. What is the reason? Are there requirements that entrepreneurs really need to reach before applying to the BOI for loans? Could you help us with that? Tell us what they should, be up to speed with, the information, the requirements they have to gather, documentation, whatever they have to put together before applying to the BOI. What are those?
Okay, thank you very much. So basically, every business that has to apply for Bank of Industries for not just the GLOW has to be a registered business.
Okay.
So every business has to be registered under the Corporate Affairs Commission. The businesses have to have the permission to carry on that business within Nigeria, which is under the Corporate Affairs Commission. And then, in most cases, incomplete documentation might lead to the reason why a business might not be eligible to access the funds. But for this particular scheme, it's very important that the businesses have 1, a formal application letter, 2, a pro forma invoices for the item to be financed. 3, they should also provide the certificate of registration of their business, and that certificate of registration under the business clause must be enlisted there that they are registered to carry on the business they are applying for. Very important. So the pro forma invoice is another aspect that needs to be submitted because that is what Bank of Industry disburses against.
Okay.
And then means of identification, BVN, and so many others. There's a checklist where those informations can be, and they can reach out to those informations. And then there's a website where they can go and access. With that, they will see the relevant documents that are required.
All right. Mr. Paul Okoli, State Manager, Bank of Industry Limited in the State Office. Thank you very much for your time. I see we are twinning this morning. Yeah, the color.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
yes.
you.
All right, that is it for the Eastern Business Report and the Afia Business Morning. It returns tomorrow. Many thanks for staying with us. My name is Noma Aniwene. Bye for now.